All right, guys, it is Thursday, January 6th, 2022. I got a little something going on. I don't know if it's going to go through or not 100%, but maybe. So it's going to require me to change some stuff around here with what I'm doing. I've got the 55s in here, and they're both mega projects. My cousin Steve has a 55 Bel Air Tudor hardtop that needs some work to get it finished where it's roadworthy. He had it restored at a shop. They did the frame and the underneath. It was on a rotisserie. They rust repaired the car and painted it, buffed it, put the trim on it, had the glass put in. Motor and trans is in it, but it needed wired and just all kinds of stuff put on the gas tank, all kinds of crap. Lots of loose ends on the car. Now, I've been going over there for, I don't know, probably the past year, because it was last winter when I went and worked on it over there, driving back and forth to his house working on it. And it's been a mess. It is, like every time we turn around, the part we bought doesn't fit. Well, let me rephrase that. The part he bought doesn't fit. I didn't buy any of these parts. But anyway, it's just been a mess. And the guys at that shop kind of changed direction on where he wanted it to go. He just wanted it rust repaired and painted. He's a cattle guy. He lives down a gravel driveway. It's pretty long. And he's never been into lowered cars. And he's not into big wheels. And he was happy with his 15-inch steel rally wheels and stock height. He just wanted the car to look better. So he takes it over and drops it off this paint shop, and it's there for years. And in the meantime, somewhere along the line, they changed their direction to, they wanted to make it a pro touring show car. So anyway, I think he got pretty much tired of it and went and got it. So it's unfinished. But anyway, I've been over there working on it. It's just a mess trying to get stuff done. It's 45 minutes away, one way. And it's not the best place to work on a car either, because he's got a big metal building that it's in with a concrete slab, but it's uninsulated. The only lighting in the place is one screw-in light bulb in the very tip top of the peak of the roof. So it kind of sucks for light. And when I go over there when it's warm, I can open the doors and I get light in there from that, and it's kind of okay, but I still have to carry a lamp around. There's a floor lamp out there plugged into an extension cord, and it's the old school style you pull the chain on for light. And I have to carry that around the car wherever I'm going to work on it, like a person in a hospital, moving around their IV bottle carrier. So it's kind of a mess. So when I went over there and worked on it last winter, I froze my butt off. And he went and got a heater out of his house, and it's a little box electric heater, you'd put for like a bedroom to heat up a bedroom or help heat up a bedroom. And it's not enough in that big shop with that big vaulted roof. It's just, the heat goes up, and there's so many air leaks in that metal building without insulation and stuff. It just, unless you're 3 feet in front of it, you're not getting a benefit at all from the heat. So I do remember last year I plugged in the heater and the lamp, and when I turned the lamp on, it popped the breaker. So it's just not going to work. I would rather him bring the car over here, and then when I need a bolt, a screw, a nut, or a little small Tri-Fi specific part, I've more than likely got it here. So that's kind of what I want to do. But that's funny. So I got a text message from my brother. I'm going to show you guys that too. I probably more than likely got another car picture, but I'll get to that in a minute. Anyway, I'm trying to get Steve to bring his 55 here for me to finish it up, because reality is probably going to take a week, maybe a week and a half tops to finish that car, and then he can start driving it and enjoying it without upholstery work. He needs to take it and have the interior done. It doesn't have a headliner or nothing in it. But he does have a front bench seat out of a 55 that he had bought for the car. He's going to have it recovered, but the covering on it's still pretty nice, but it's green. And so it doesn't match, but he doesn't care. He just wants to drive it. He wants to take it to work and show it off to the guys he works with, And I don't blame him. It's been years since he's got to drive the car and enjoy it. I wired that car, the entire car, I would say in 2000, man, I don't even remember, 2005 maybe? 2004, 3? I don't even know. But anyway, he drove it for, it seems like a year or 2 years, I don't remember, and then he took it to the shop, and that's where it's been since. So now he has had it home, I think 2 years, maybe 3 years, I don't know, but it was at that shop for several years, and I think he just got tired of waiting and just went and got it. But anyway, so if I can get him to bring that car over here, I can rock and roll on it and get it done. And then it's out of my hair. I don't have another stressful thing on my mind to worry about. Anyway, it doesn't really seem like he's on board, because he's kind of making it a big deal about how would he even get the car over here, and because it doesn't run and drive. So the truck and trailer would get it over here. But anyway, I would definitely keep his car in the garage, but I'm definitely going to have to keep my car in the garage too. Unless it's nice outside, not raining, then I can push my hardtop out, obviously. And, you know, I can really get to work on his car then in here, but that's what I've been doing on the four-door. In order to put the four-door out in the weather for a week or week and a half, I have got to do some work on the body and get some primer on this thing before I can stick it outside. So I've kind of devised a plan that I need to do, and that involves finishing the body work on the main body shell and the firewall and the dash and just get it all primered. And then I'm going to go ahead and try to finish out for paint and go ahead and paint the firewall. And then at that point I can set it on its chassis, and I could even bolt it down and be done with it. I like painting the firewalls in these cars before they're bolted onto the chassis. It's just better to get around and work on them. So anyway, if I can do that, which would probably take 2 weeks to do, you know, that would get me further along on the four-door and in a good spot. And then I could put it out here under the carport, put a car cover on it, and bungee cord it down, and it can stay out there for a week or week and a half. It's not going to hurt it. It's no more bare metal and bare plastic, you know what I mean? So anyway, so that's the new plan, and I hopefully I can get him to go for that. But if not, it's going to be spring probably before I go there and work on his car, because I'm not going to go over there and freeze my butt off. I don't care how much I'm getting paid per hour. Now, the money's nice, I do have to say, but and I'm getting ready to show you why I'm really ready to work on his car and get a little cash, because I may have another little car that I want to buy. I don't need it. I've got plenty of projects here, but if this thing is cheap, I can't turn it down. I can either flip it or leave it like it is and just do a mechanical on it and drive it, or trade it for something else, you know. I'm always going to have to do something on my YouTube channel, so, you know, down the road when these two are done, I've got to have something else. So it's just the way it is. The show must go on, you know what I mean? But anyway, so I'm going to show you this. Now my brother, my older brother, he drives a propane truck for a living. That's his job. And you could imagine he delivers propane to people's houses and their shops or businesses and stuff. And he has a very large route. Goes all over. Like, he goes so far, I wouldn't even thought he would go that far with a propane truck, but he does. So if you can picture driving down a dead-end road or somebody's driveway that's like a half a mile long, private property even, and you pull up in somebody's yard to put propane in their propane tank, you can imagine probably what old cars and trucks and stuff's laying around out there that normal people driving by don't see. So I get text pictures all the time. I have never deleted any of his texts because a lot of them are old cars and stuff. Now, I do want to make it clear, he doesn't walk out in these people's yard and open the doors and start taking pictures of their cars. He will take the picture from wherever the propane tank is. And I ask him all the time, how much is it? He'll send me a picture of a car and I'll say, how much is it? Well, I don't know, they weren't here. So, yeah, you know, I never thought about it, but you know, when you're delivering propane during the day, those people more than likely have a day job, so they're not home. So I've asked him Thanksgiving if I could do a ride along. So I was going to take the GoPro and some batteries and do a video for everybody to see. But I was going to take a notebook and a Sharpie and write down my phone number and see if anything was for sale, because I'm getting ready to show you some pictures off my cell phone that I am pretty interested in. I don't really have the money, but I'm also like to trade labor for stuff. I've got a couple of those coming up this spring that I'm going to be doing. I'm actually going to do some body work and just primer a Monte Carlo for a guy to get my old 87 T-Top SS Monte Carlo project back, which I already did a ton of work to. Frame's done and painted, the underneath the car is done and painted. I fixed all the rust in the T-roof and lots of areas of the car. It's pour 15'd in the trunk and in the floor. Tons of brand new parts in boxes. But anyway, I'm going to get that car back. So I'm going to have an 87 SS T-Top Monte Carlo again, because I love G-bodies as much as I love Tri-5 Chevys. And then I've got another older gentleman that wants me to pull the engine out of an 89, I think it is, or a 90 Chevy long bed farm truck. It is rusted away, and it was even involved in a wreck at the back of it. So the body's pretty junk, but it has a good 350 in it. He's wanting me to pull the motor and trans together out of it, and then he's just going to scrap the rest. So if I pull the motor and trans out of that truck, he's given me a good used running 350 engine out of a Chevy van, and I get to hear it run first. So before I decide if I'm going to pull it. So that's probably something I can do an hour's worth of work on that truck, pull the engine out of it, and then get the engine out of the van. So, which I have pulled engines out of Chevy vans before, and it's not fun. The last one I did was the easiest because we just cut the core support out of it and pulled the engine out from the front. And this guy is just using it for storage, so I don't think he's going to care. Anyway, so I'm going to show you some pictures that my brother has sent me of some cars. Now, I think it was 3 days ago, there has been kind of a dry spell, like a week or two, that he hadn't sent me a picture. But 3 days ago, I started getting pictures. And phone's buzzing, you know. And anyway, he calls me, and he's all excited. I could tell how he's excited in his voice, you know. I'm thinking he's done found him a project car because he don't have one. He's always wanted one. He doesn't have one right now. And anyways, he gets toward the end of it. The old man was home, and the car is for sale. He goes, well, I'll give you the address, and you can come look at it. Or I'll tell you where it is, and you can come look at it. And I said, well, you're not buying it? And he goes, well, I ain't got the money to fix it. And I said, I don't have the money for it anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and show you this first car. And my phone was buzzing while I was doing the video, and it says image, so I got some more. He found this, and it is for sale. 56 four-door Bel Air sedan. Has the motor, transmission, everything in it. He did not open the hood while he was there talking to the guy, so I don't know if it's a 6 or an 8. But I can tell you right now, if I had the $400 to buy it with, I'd already bought it, but I don't. So I don't think either one of us is going to end up with it. But I'm just kidding. It's not $400, guys. If it was $400, it would be sitting here. I promise you. That car right there with that original patinaed paint, I would not paint that car. I would leave it just like it is and just do mechanical on it, which if you've never done that before, as I used to do it a lot to 4-doors, I would drag them in, do mechanical stuff, but I always changed everything and replaced everything because I don't want to get out, you know, and have an accident or something over something stupid. Or you got to think, old cars usually got parked for a reason. And sometimes it's worn out front suspension parts, you know, bad ball joints, bad transmission, no telling what. So if you go throw one together and take off down the road in it to test drive it, you got to think if the ball joint breaks and you go into oncoming traffic, you're going to cause a hell of an accident. So I change everything out. Even if I'm not painting it and interior in it, I do tires, all the brakes, fuel tank, sending unit, rebuild the carb, all that stuff, water pump, thermostat, flush everything out, new coolant, repair the wiring as it needs, which I used to just put all brand new wiring in it. But anyway, by the time you get all that done, you're looking at about $1,500 for the stuff. You know, it's kind of amazing anymore. It would probably be more. All right, my battery died, so trying to pick it back up where I was. So then here's another picture of another car. 55 4-door Bel Air sedan. Looks like it's all together. Look at all the little saplings growing around it that you sure don't want to get large. Anyway. Oh wait, there's more. I haven't even looked yet at what the new stuff is he sent me, so if I can get my phone to cooperate here. Looks like a 57 Chevy half-ton, maybe a short bed pickup sitting there. I'd love to just do a mechanical and drive that just the way it is too. How cool would that be? Here's the best one of that group, I think, which is probably going to be more expensive or not for sale. And they all may not be for sale besides that 56 4-door, but 56 2-door sedan, 210 series. Check out the steel bar going across the front frame horns. So that's somebody's old hot rod, I guess. That's pretty awesome. I can tell you if my YouTube channel was doing really, really good and making lots of money like some of the other guys' channels, I would buy that 56 for my brother. I don't know what he's showing me here. Oh, I had to zoom in real far. This is from the road. It looks like he took the picture, but see some stuff here, but I see looks like a 57 Chevy right there. I can't tell what that is though. I don't know if that's it does look like a Tri-5 roof. 56 maybe. That might be a 56 Bel Air. I don't know if I'm looking at the front or the back. I can't tell. Anyway, that's what he just sent me. Oh, zoomed in on car on end, it's 56. So it is a 56. Wow, 356s he's found in 3 days, and 155 four-door. Now, he did tell me about at Thanksgiving he was filling a propane tank and setting right beside the propane tank with 4 flat tires sunk down in the dirt was a 56 Bel Air 2-door hardtop that has a floor shifter in it with a Hurst shifter in it. So probably some old hot rod. Nobody was home. And the other car, I think he might have said it was at the same place, but it's on the side of the barn. A black Bel Air 55 4-door sedan, but he said it has everything on it. It has the visor above the windshield. It has fender skirts, the gas door stainless trim, and he said it's got a lot of gadgets on it. And he said you can see something on the, I think he said you can see something on the dash like the compass or something. But anyway, that stuff, it's fun. You know, I like seeing the pictures, but really need to go out and look. But the worst part about going to look is if you don't have the money, it's not doing you any good. Because if somebody said $500 and you don't have $500, by the time you got $500 together and got over there, it's going to be gone. You know what I mean? It's happened to me a million times. But you know, with me doing the work on my cousin's car for a week or week and a half, I'm going to have a pretty good chunk of change in my pocket. So I'm pretty tempted to go over and check on that 56 4-door Bel Air because it is for sale. Now, the guy wants him to make him an offer. He didn't give him a straight out price, so I doubt it's $400. But you never know. But it has been licensed since 1980, and that car right there, I mean, I wouldn't paint it or anything. He said he wouldn't either. But anyway, just be kind of neat. So I may do that. I may do a ride along with my brother and video some old cars and stuff. It'd be kind of cool. I'm also not going to walk up to somebody's car and start videoing it with them not home or something. So it'd just be stuff from the truck, and I'd try to zoom the GoPro in if I can and go from there. But anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and jump off here. I got a lot of work to do. I want to clean up this garage real good. I've got stuff scattered everywhere. I've got boxes of stuff I need to take to my shed. There's crap laying everywhere. It's kind of funny. I was talking to a friend of mine on the phone the other night. He'd watched my video, and he was laughing. He's kind of being a funny guy about it. And he's like, I can't believe you're mocking up a battery on a car that you got to do all that other work to. I wouldn't even be worrying about the battery. And I told him I mock up everything. Mock up is key in a car build. You need to mock up everything. Even the smallest thing needs to be mocked up. Because once there's paint on the car, you can't go back. So you got to do welding or something like that. You're just in trouble. And this is case in point right here. So now I have the battery box and stuff off of the car. Now, if you've been following along the videos, I've got 0 gauge cable for battery cables for this. And, you know, this is factory ground spot for your battery cable. Your ground cable goes right in here with a 5/16 bolt, goes right up to your negative post on your battery, which was just basically a braided stainless steel battery cable. And anyway, so I was going to use that and keep it, so I left it there. But doing 0 gauge battery cable, that stuff doesn't bend too easy. It's pretty hard to bend. And also, by the time you get that 0 gauge lug on there, the hole in it is bigger than 5/16. This is a 3/8 bolt. So anyway, the cables are running down right here. So it would have to be hard twisted around there to that, and I don't think it's going to do it. And also these ground cables, if you ever need to take it off or change it or whatever, you have to pull the battery out of the car to get to that bolt. So what I decided to do was the bottom of the battery box was right across here. So this is where I drilled the pilot hole at right here, and it's going to go to 3/8, but that square nut right there is going to get welded on the back side of the firewall for that. So that is where the new ground is going to bolt to, and I'll be able to take the bolt out of it right from underneath the battery box. So will it be a little bit better mechanically to work on it, in other words. But anyway, it's just funny that that's how that works out, because I've put filler on here, and some of it I haven't even sanded yet, but now I have to go back and grind the filler off of this, because you don't want to weld anything with filler on it because it'll delaminate it. I have to weld this up, grind it smooth, and then I'll have to weld that square nut to the back of that. So then I'll have to go back in and re-body fill that. So had that have been painted, I'd have run into a big mess trying to get that cable twisted around there to go to it, with the way I'm routing the cables anyway. So it just happens that since I've got to do that, I'm going to go ahead and go to a bigger size for the hardware. So that was my point, was mock-up is key. I mocked this hardtop up completely. The entire car was built raw without the glass in it. That's the only thing I did mock up is the glass in the car. Everything else was built. I could have finished wiring. I even put most of the wiring harness in the car and cut it to fit where I was routing it. so that when I go to put the wiring back in the car, it's going to be simple on reassembly. It's just, I love mock-up, but the thing about it is you got to build the car twice basically. I had it to the point where I probably could have put it all together, put fluids in it, and drove it, but without windows. But I ended up blowing it all back apart. So anyway, I like mock-up. That's, for me, it's the best, because when you go back for that final assembly, you're not guessing on stuff. You don't have no surprises. You know, if you tag and bag everything and you put everything away organized, when you go to reassemble that car, if you're in a crunch, like more than likely when I get to it, I will be, it's going to go quick. I've got tons of parts for this car that's already restored because I mocked them up. I altered a lot of stuff on this car to make the stainless steel around the windows and everything, the wing windows and stuff, line up with everything, and the dash to line up to the garnish moldings. I altered a lot of stuff, welding, cutting, and grinding, so I'm pretty proud of that. When that car gets together, it's going to be amazing for a garage-built car. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and jump off here, and thanks for watching. Hopefully I'll have a video of me working on this tomorrow, but I don't know that I'm going to be able to do anything with it today because it's 18 degrees outside right now. Now, earlier it was spitting snow. I don't know if it still is, so I can't push my hardtop outside. I don't know what it's going to do tomorrow. I haven't checked the weather, but if it's a nice day tomorrow, I'll push the hardtop out, and I will be working on this four-door, trying to get it ready for primer. So thanks for watching.